All right, welcome this morning, guys. We've got a good training today. We've been practicing quite a bit over the last few weeks. Some of our Tactfit training. This is the Tactfit Qual we did a couple weeks ago as a test. Okay, same movements. We're not going to do the same workout, but the same movements. So we have the lunge, we have the plank pull, sit through, tactical push-up, spinal rock, and table lift. In the actual assessment, we did 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 8 sets of each exercise, staying, all 8 sets on one exercise. We'll move to the next. What we're going to do today is we're actually going to rotate through the movement. So we're going to go lunge for 20 seconds, rest 10, plank pull 20 seconds, rest 10, so on and so forth, okay, for 10 rounds. So the goal here today is still we should be able to keep the heart rate elevated a little bit today, not at a max heart rate, but at, probably like at 80% is a good goal. In that 70-80% range, keeping moving the whole time, and then, but you really shouldn't necessarily reach fatigue of the muscle. Okay, so we're not so much working muscular endurance today. It's more just practicing the movement, trying to drill that in, and also focus on the breath. We'll get into that a little bit more as we get into the workout. So we're going to do a quick little warm up, and we'll go rehearse some of the movements, and then we'll get right to it. All right, so just starting with some basic, just like we've been working the joint mobility stuff. So we're going to go neck first. So chin down and up, reaching, trying to think like you're stacking your vertebra. Like if you had a thread attached to the top of your head, you're being lifted up each time. Good. Then we're going to go side to side. And we'll go ear to shoulder. Good. And then we'll do circles. And reverse. Good. Okay. Now we'll go over the shoulders, just pulling the shoulders back, up towards the ears and forward. And then reverse. Good. And we'll go both arms up, circles, packing the shoulders down. Palms facing each other. Okay, reverse. Okay, coming down. Big open up. Okay, reverse. Good. We'll come out. We're going to roll forward, back. Reaching out, palms down, palms up. Little small circles, reaching out as you circle, keeping the shoulders down, reverse, a little bigger, reverse, and a little bit bigger, reverse. Good. Okay, and we'll reach across so thumb goes down. Remember, pack the shoulder down, engaging the pec. So you're opening up the upper back as you use the pec to kind of pull forward and down. Reverse. Now opposite, we're going to open up the pec by reaching back, using the upper back and lats to pull down. Reverse. Good. Okay, the opposite side. Reverse. Back. Reverse. Good. And then elbows, I'm going to bring them underneath the chin, thumbs underneath the chin. Open up, reach out as far as you can, pinching the elbows in. Open up. Keeping those shoulders down. And then reverse. Okay, then pulling back like you're doing a row. Palms come up, reach through and back, and then come through. Good, then wrist. Good. Okay. Now we're just going to work just the pelvis here. So we're going to tilt forward and then back, and with the back, we're going to try to lengthen through the back. So you don't want to compress. You should feel a nice little, almost like releasing tension in your low back, not creating tension. So forward, back. And then from there, we're going to work the basically like a standing cat-cow. So I'm going to open up. Big inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Good. Okay. Now we're going to go a hinge pattern. So we're going to go feet together, heels out, getting nice and tall again. Lengthen the spine by using the breath. Big inhale. Exhale. Arms come out, roll the shoulders down and back. Really focus on pressing the hips back, but keeping the hamstrings engaged. Another big breath in. Lengthen the spine. Exhale. Reach back even further. Pressing the hands together and pressing forward. Chest out. Big breath in. Exhale. And then slowly stand up. Good. All right, now same thing, but feet wide. So we're pulling our legs in, using the adductors and hamstrings. Get nice and tall. Exhale. Arms out. We're pressing those hips back, driving them back. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. Reaching forward. Another inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Lengthen. Exhale. And then standing up. All right, feet parallel. One more time. Inhale. Get as tall as you can. Exhale. Arms back. Hips back. Inhale. Exhale. Reach forward. Inhale. Exhale. And then slowly come up. Good. Okay. And we'll do some hip circles. So pressing the hips back, forward, back, and just reverse. And then the other way. Good. Okay, circle the knees. And reverse. Good. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go into the movements. We're going to go through each of the movements nice and slow, just to rehearse the technique. Work a little bit on, the range of motion, and then we'll get right into the training session. So with the lunge, we've been working this quite a bit. So remember, when we actually do the tactical lunge, we're going to start off with our feet under our hips, okay? We always want to return to the same position, okay? So for the practice of it, we're going to step forward. But remember, we're also going to keep our elbows to the front of the hip, trying to maintain. So if you think about the finish, is I want to have that slight tilt of my pelvis and my abs engaged. So I'm bringing my ribs down. I'm not just slumping over. I'm actually actively engaging with my core in a slight hollow position and keeping the shoulders packed, okay? So when I set up, we're just going to do 1 rep. We're going to go, actually we'll do 2 reps, 1.5 reps. So we'll go down 10, up 10, and then we're going to come down again, and then we're just going to work on some mobility at the bottom of that lunge, okay? So we'll go stepping 1 foot out, okay, lowering ourselves down in 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try to maintain that core here, 9, 10, and slowly coming up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we're going to go down again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Rest that knee down. If you can, step the foot forward a little bit more. Press the hips forward. Just going to hold that. Squeeze the glute on the left side, kind of using your hamstring to pull forward as you do that. And we're going to reach up with both arms. And then we're going to keep that glute engaged. We're going to try to do a little bit of a back bend. Good. Coming out of that. All right, then we'll just come up from there. Switch legs. Down in 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up in 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest that knee on the ground. Step forward a little bit. Pull forward using the hamstring. Squeeze the glute on the right side. Reaching up. And then a little bit of a back bend. Okay, coming back up. All right, so next one we're going to work on is the plank pull. So we're going to start just in the plank. So you're going to be set up like you're going to be in child's pose. So elbows in front of the knee, okay. And then all we're going to do for this one is we're going to keep our elbows underneath our shoulders, and we're going to step one foot back, other foot back, and then we're going to think about squeezing the elbows together, okay, pulling ourselves back with our elbows and pulling ourselves forward with our toes as we squeeze our thighs and tilt the pelvis, pressing the upper middle back towards the ceiling. So we're just going to engage there for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we're going to put the knees on the ground. We're going to sit back into child's pose again. Really kind of pushing ourselves back as we sit back on our heels. Walk our hands to the right. So you're really reaching with that left arm as you continue to try to press your left hip back on your left heel. Good. I'm going to switch the other way. All right, reaching forward again. So when we do the plank pull, remember, you're going to initiate from the core, okay? So that pelvic tilt with the hollow positions, the initial movement, okay? As I'm reaching, I'm also pulling, okay? That's why it's called a plank pull. I'm pulling with my hand, engaging my lat all the way down to my core to pull through to really that position. Like if I were doing a pull-up, it'd be the same motion. If I'm pulling here, pulling in, pulling my chest to the bar, right? But rather than pulling my chest to the bar, I'm just pulling myself along the ground, maintaining that hollow position, okay? So I'm going to push back as far as I can. My feet are going to be on the ground. I'm going to be behind my knees. As I reach forward, I'm gripping, okay? Hollow out. Then I'm pulling, keeping my feet on the ground, pulling through. My forearms will kind of touch the ground there. I'm pulling using my abs, and then all I'm going to do from there is if that's all you can do, that's fine. You can just go from here to here and then go back, okay? If you're able to, you're going to pull all the way through, and then all you're going to do here at the end is you're going to transition onto your hands. Boom. So you're like in the bottom of the tactical push-up. So I've got that hollow position. I stay low. I'm squeezing my abs, pressing back. Same position. Then pull through using my lats. Boom. So that's the plank pull. Okay? The sit through, we've done quite a bit. Again, I'm just going to show two variations of it today. You'll set up, again, similar to the plank pull. You'll be here, hands underneath the shoulders, fingers facing straight ahead. And then when I'm doing the motion, I'm going to create external torque at my upper arm so my shoulder rolls down. Inside of my elbow faces forward, okay? My eyes are going to stay looking down between where my hands were, okay? I'm up on my toes. I'm going to shift my weight here, packing down here, good grip on the ground, rotating my shoulder no further than when my shoulders are in line. I don't want to over-rotate, okay? I'm just pulling my elbow to my hip. This back knee is straight up with my foot supporting, okay? That's the basic sit-through. And then if you want to do it with the leg extended, the same concept, except now I'm going to pick that opposite leg up, sit through, and then come back. Okay, so that's your sit through. Okay. Tactical push-up, again, maintaining that hollow position. So the setup is, for all the things on the ground, are pretty much, when you're on your hands, are the same. Setting up, boom. Okay. Going to set up here, step one foot back, other foot back. Make sure my hands are not in front of my face, they're under my shoulders. Okay? You can even take the top of your foot here, engage your core. And then you're pulling down by pulling your elbows towards your hips, maintaining the hollow position. No further than there. Press back to the top. Okay? That's your tactical push-up. Okay? Spinal rock. I'll let Larry do that one. You got your basic spinal rock. You're going to sit up tall, okay? Make sure that's going to be your inhale. You're opening up, just like we did in the warm-up. Exhale, engage. And then as you go back, engage the abs, elevate the hips, come back to that same position. Okay? For the progression of that, you'll go back and extend the legs, touch, come forward, touch the toes. Okay, so that's the progression of that. And then we have our table lift or tripod. You could do tripod also, which we practice as well. So sitting legs straight, make sure you sit nice and tall, hands on the ground beside you. You don't want to put them behind you because it's going to make it a different kind of exercise, right? So here I'm going to press down, okay, and again, a kind of a hollow out, okay? My legs are extended. I'm pressing in, trying to lift my hips up, okay? And once I lift up, I'm pulling using my hamstrings to open my hips, okay? And then if I can, I'm going to maintain my hips off the ground and then sit back down, okay? Or if you want to do the tripod, you start with the feet in, okay? And then you extend up, open the hips, come back, and just reverse and do the other side, okay? So those are our movements for today. You want to keep track of the rounds? All right, so we'll go 20. So we're going to go through each one 20 seconds, switching through as we go, okay? And the goal is to go through 10 rounds today, which will be right at 30 minutes. Perfect. Starting with lunges. Plank pull. Sit through. Tactical push-up. Spinal Rock. Tablelift. Lunges. Plank pull. Sit through. Tactical push-up. Spinal Rock. Tablelift. Plank pull. Sit through. Tactical push-up. Spinal Rock. Tablelift. Plank pull. Sit through. Tactical push-up. Spinal Rock. Tablelift. This number 9? Okay. All right. Great, Jay. Great job today, guys. I want to mention a couple quick things. We did a Zoom class yesterday. Goal setting, had a few people there. I hope they learned as much from it as I did. And so just kind of, again, reiterating that to think about, we encourage you to think about why you're doing what you're doing. And so I've had some conversations over the last few weeks with people. And so, you know, one of the things that comes up during this time is I've heard several people say they're bored, you know, because things are not as normal, not in their normal routine. So one thing I like to think about myself is I'm never going to be bored, okay? Because there's always something to work on to get better. And so if you're for instance, I follow Brian Johnson, who has Optimize.me, has Optimize +1, which is just a little daily message about how to be a better version of yourself. And he had a really great Optimize +1 yesterday, talking about being a warrior. And a warrior doesn't mean like being a Navy SEAL or something like that. It just is basically a warrior in life of trying to really be your best, right? So, and one of the things that we kind of talk about with that is choosing a path of mastery. So you can go into, like, I'll use the martial arts as an example, but it doesn't have to be just for martial arts. You go into the dojo, you have a white belt, two white belts come in. So one is choosing a path of like they want to do the martial art as a hobby. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no judgment on that. So they come in to get some physical movement, some physical exercise, maybe learn a little something along the way, build some camaraderie and so forth. And you have another person comes in with white belt where their intention is to become a black belt, to become a master. So if you envision that, even if you don't do martial arts, you can probably envision how that would look different depending on the person's intention in the class, their consistency in training, their their focus, all of those things. You can probably even, like I said, if you've never even trained martial arts, you can probably envision how that would be different. So that's with an intention. That's with a mindset, nothing more, okay? So you can approach, you can't, in my opinion, you probably can't master everything, okay? But if you take time to reflect and think about what are those things you want to be really good at, you want to, and then choose to be a master. So again, it's just a thought process. It's a coach trying to kind of get you to think, and so if you have some extra time on your hands, it's an opportunity to contemplate and think about those things. What is important, and then are you choosing a path of mastery or just coasting? So one of the things I talk about in the gym is like it's okay if you want to coast. That may not be the most important thing to you. You may just want to get in, break a sweat, do some movement, okay? But I also don't want to let people. I also want people to know there is another path. That path is where you're choosing to, be your best in that setting, okay? And then our goal, of course, here is that if you do that, then that carries over to other areas. So, the thing is so, just because you can learn how to do a sit-through better doesn't necessarily make you a better parent, a better husband, a better wife. But if you can learn to master that, master your thoughts, master your breath, there's a good chance that it will carry over into the rest of your life. And that will be our ultimate goal, right? So anyway, just something to think about, anything that you're doing, the difference in just coasting versus a path of mastery. And so, no judgment on either one, but know that if you are interested in a path of mastery, that's what we're here to help you do also, okay? Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.